We have another feeder to unbox today. This one was sent to us by Kingsyard. Now, if you like simple feeders, this is definitely the feeder for you. So let's crack this thing open. This is a dual bird feeder. Essentially, it has two openings for seed. You can put two different seed types in the feeder, and it's a hanging feeder, which is pretty cool as well. So let's get this thing open and see what's inside. All right, so this feeder already comes put together, which is pretty incredible. It does come with the ability to hang it. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with any straps or anything. I think that would have made it nice so you can, or a chain or something so you can hang it from a tree branch, but we'll make it work. I probably have some extra straps lying around somewhere. So let's go get this thing set up outside and get some seed in it. The cool thing about this feeder is this. There's two openings. So that you have this cage, obviously it lets seed out the bottom, but you have this cage which is for bigger seeds. And then you have the other cage on the other side. You could use this for smaller seed types like Niger seed, for example, which I think is what we're going to use in this. We're going to use the two different seeds. To open it, this just twists and the top comes off. Pretty easy. The feeder is metal, which is awesome, except for this top part. This is plastic, but it will keep the water off your feeder. It'll keep your seed dry, which is incredible. Good design. I love the color on it as well. It's that deep earth green. And again, you can take the feeder down like this, twist it on when you're ready, once it's full of seed. So let's go hang up this and see what we got going on. All right, so I got the feeder outside. Again, you just twist this under the top. There you go. Top just comes off like that. And then you just get your seeds. So again, with the smaller holes, I'm gonna focus on, excuse me, I'm gonna focus on Niger seed. As you can see, this feeder holds a lot, and it does hold that small Niger seed in pretty good. Although the birds can still feed out of these holes if they want to, which is kind of nice. On the other side, we have a big bag of sunflower seed. And we're just gonna fill that up. Now that we got that full, put the top on. This will keep the seed nice and dry for the most part. There we go. It's pretty heavy and pretty heavy duty. But you have the two seed types. So we have sunflower seed on one side. Again, the birds could pull it out of here, or they could eat it out of the tray. And then Niger seed on this side right here. So that's pretty cool. Let me take you over here and we'll get it set up. All right, so there's two ways that you can hang a feeder. You can use a pole in your yard that have these nice hook things here. You can just hang it here as like that. That tends to work pretty good. Unless you're in an area with squirrels, then you'll want to get a squirrel baffle. This is the biggest one I have, so it's not great for feeding birds because cats could just come up and take the birds right off the feeder. So I'm actually not going to hang mine on one of these poles here. You could though, assuming you don't have a lot of cats in the area. Instead, I'm actually going to utilize a chain around the tree. Now you can, if you don't like the idea of a chain being wrapped around your tree trunk, you're going to have to come out here and adjust it every once in a while so the tree trunk can, or the tree branches can continue to grow and widen. But essentially, it's this simple. Keeps it up higher off the ground away from cats and predators that could eat your birds. But yeah, this is a really cool feeder, especially because it does support these two different seeds you could put in here. So on one side you have black oil sunflower seed. You could attract things like house finches, stuff like that. And then on the other side we have Niger seed that'll bring in chickadees, dark-eyed juncos. Finches love Niger seed as well. So American goldfinch, lesser goldfinch, stuff like that. So this feeder, because this is comes out so far, bigger birds aren't going to be able to access this feeder tray. So if you like the idea of having much smaller birds visiting your yard, this is a good feeder option for you. Again, very simple. It comes completely assembled and it's mostly made out of metal, which means it's going to last a long time. Plastic part on the top will shield it from water, which will also make it last a lot longer, and your seed will last a lot longer as well. So we're going to leave this hanging up for a little bit, see what birds come to the feeder, see if I can catch them on camera over the next couple days, and I'll keep you updated. right, so I've had the Kingsyard dual feeder for a few days. What are some highlights about it? What are some things that I like about it? The feeder's extremely sturdy. Most of it is made out of metal. It just has that plastic covering on the top, so in my opinion, it's a feeder that's going to last quite a long time. I do like that it's a hanging feeder as opposed to a mounted feeder. It just helps switch things up. There's not as many hanging feeders out there. I do wish that it came with something to hang the feeder, but if you have a hanging pole in your yard or you just use a chain or something, you should be totally fine. Another thing I like about it is it comes ready to go. You don't have to assemble it at all. It comes pre-assembled, and it's pretty easy to just screw off the top and fill your seed in the seed trough as well. The dual feeder thing is obviously the big draw to this bird feeder. It features those two different type of sides to it. You have the one side with that the mesh is a lot thinner, so you can put smaller seed like Niger seed or saffron seed in there, and then the opposite side has a little bit of a bigger mesh. I like to put black oil and sunflower seed on that side, which is a great seed to attract birds to your yard. It's really cool if you hang it outside in front of a window, for example. A lot of the shots that you were seeing earlier on was just me filming from a window in my house, and obviously we just had house finches visiting, but I imagine with warmer weather and warmer months there'd be more goldfinches visiting and other variations of birds. If you're in that eastern flyway of the US, obviously you'd have really cool birds like northern cardinals and stuff visiting. It also keeps away some of those bigger birds, so I didn't see any big birds visiting the feeder. That dome thing comes down pretty far, and I don't think there's a lot of room for those bigger birds to perch. So if you're someone who wants to just attract the smaller birds to a feeder, this is a great feeder for you as well. Overall, I think it's an amazing feeder to pick up, especially if you like something that's nice and simple. This feeder gets the job done, and it's really, really good. I also have 2 coupon codes that you can use for 15% off. If you go to Kingsyard's website, the code is Jordan, Jordan 15. That'll get you 15% off your purchase on the website. And I also have a code for Amazon. If you prefer to shop through Amazon, the code is Jordan KY, capital K, capital Y, 15. Both of those will be in the description below to get you 15% off this feeder. Let me know in the comments below, do you have any hanging feeders in your yard? And if so, what birds are visiting that feeder? Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you all next time on Bright Eye Birding.